know anything about NIL. I mean, I
Well, me
know
neither.
that it's money.
I have an opinion still, though.
Right.
I'm a sports fan. I don't have to know anything about anything, and I'm still gonna have an opinion
I'm
about
gonna have an opinion. You guys get ready.
it. My opinion is I don't like necessarily what it does to the transfers and all that kind of thing. Uh, but I also, if I'm in one of these kids' shoes,
Mhm.
I would consider it. I'm. It's basically slave labor because you're making billions of dollars for these big companies. EA Sports was making money off of their likeness and jersey numbers and all
Oh,
this other
yeah.
kind of stuff, and the colleges. And then if they so much as got free tattoos from a tattoo parlor, then they weren't eligible for Heisman's or they wouldn't get drafted. It ruined their careers.
Right. You
For
know,
$100, they were broke.
I was just thinking what this NIL thing is gonna do, and it would be kinda cool if to see it go this direction, but a lot of these private schools like Vandy, it would be kinda cool to see their NIL just explode and them become the new Alabama. That
I
would
don't
be
know
fun.
how I don't know the ins and outs of how it works. I don't know if there's like a salary cap, how they are allowed to disperse the money.
Mhm.
I don't know. But I know that if that's the way that it is, some colleges are going to dump their money into basketball or baseball, and
Right.
other colleges, SEC colleges, it'll all be base or football
Well,
and
I
baseball.
suspect that Arkansas is doing that with their basketball team because their football, our football program has not improved at all. In fact, I think you can attest to this. It has gone downhill ever since the DMAC uh, uh, years. Our program has just started to crash, but our basketball program starting last year with John Calipari has really started to
Getting better.
get legs again.
Well, I'm glad to see baseball getting back into being a popular thing in college. In fact, had you not talked about it, I'd have missed the last series and all that. So but both of our teams are doing good in college baseball, so we got something to talk shit about.
Absolutely. They play
And
tomorrow.
yeah. Do
Double
what?
elimination.
I thought they played well, I thought it was Sunday. Is it not? Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Arkansas LSU
Yep.
at 6
6
p.m.
o'clock Southern. But I'm excited for that one. We'll see who's talking the next time around.
Oh, yeah.
But
Anything can happen.
yep, anything. All right, brother, go Tigers.
Go
That's all I got.
Tigers.
I wish I
Yeah.
knew more about that. I really do wish I knew more about that. I might have to. We need to. I
NIL.
need to turn. Yeah, I need to turn the news off for a couple minutes and like research that and how it works.
I'm just
Because
going to let the young ones do that. Yeah, you
yeah,
guys can figure it out and then tell me about it. And like the,
I
yeah,
know that they had this. They like give Reggie his friggin' trophy back and okay,
right.
which they shouldn't have took from him to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
But you bought your mom a house. They think that everybody that ends up being a famous rich sports star was famous and rich in college. No, they came from nothing. They had nothing.
Right.
And you get some agent out there telling a 19-year-old kid, I'll get you a new car and your mom a house
Mm-hmm.
if you sign with me. Well, what
Mm-hmm.
19-year-old broke kid is not going to do that?
Yeah.
Because he went from walking to school that you can't even get a decent date without a car.
Right.
You could be the star running back all you want. You can't if you ain't got $100 to take a girl out on a date. You know, I mean, so I always thought that how they got treated in college sports was trash.
Well, and didn't I think I saw a report maybe last week sometime or earlier this week that some judge somewhere has ruled that the NCAA has to back pay
Yes, I seen that.
some of these students from several years ago.
I knew that they were suing for that. But
Mm-hmm.
and good for them because you know what? I would put good money on the fact that a majority, not a minority, a majority of star athletes never made it to the NFL or got hurt in college that could have been. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah,
you can blow out your knee and it ruins your college or your NFL career, but
yeah.
you gave the college millions of dollars in ticket sales and if you're one of those star athletes.
Right. That's why it's so nice to see the NIL deal there. It's just, I mean, it's so new. I
Yeah,
still have
I'm
no
trying to get used
idea.
to it. I know there are people that are hardcore against it, but I'm not one of those because I think that what they had going before was slave labor. I've always said that
Mhm.
because if I can make money off of you're gonna want to cut of it.
Right.
That's just the way that it goes.
Right.
I mean, so I don't feel like just because you're 18, that's a grown ass man. You can die for your country at 18.
Right.
Give him some money. Who cares?
Agree. Agree. Absolutely. Because those guys have nothing to fall back on if they break a leg, break their neck,
No,
they're
nothing
paralyzed.
at
They have
all.
nothing to fall back on.
And
No.
$1 million ain't shit. I
Nope.
mean, I would love to have $1 million, but if you're 18 years old in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest, what's an 18-year-old going to do with $1 million?
No, they're gonna blow it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so they got nothing, but at least they got to have a little bit of fun. It was their money, and they earned it. So
Right.
I have no problem with it.
It's up to them. Figure it out. I used to be one of those people that complained about how much uh, sports, how much athletes get paid. And I watched one of those, what's it called, 30 for 30. Can't remember
Yeah,
the sports program. And one of the football players said, well, he said, look at it this way. He said, when I'm not playing, I'm not getting paid. So there's that, right? So in the off season, I'm not getting any of my money. And if I go back into training camp or maybe my first game and I get hit and I get paralyzed or I break my leg, he says, and I can't work the rest of my life. He said, what am I supposed to do? He says, I've got nothing to fall back on. I was like, well, I mean, that makes sense.
and you know what? The reason that they're making that amount of money, like I see a lot of it. I know you see it too. Is like troops should get paid more than athletes. They're the real heroes. But I mean, I get it. Yeah, that
Right.
on paper that sounds kind of cool.
Right.
You're not going to get the entire country to watch troops strap down cars onto trailers or
To the
whatnot.
back of a
So,
truck.
I mean,
Yeah.
like once the troops start making the company that much money, then they will
Right.
maybe that will reciprocate. But these athletes go out there, and the whole reason that they're making the money is the people complaining that they make too much money. It's
Right.
because you're watching them, you're buying their shoes, you're buying their jerseys, you're buying all this stuff. They are that it's their money. That's what they like, I have no problem with how much money that they make
Absolutely. Yeah.
because the
The
we're the
owner of
ones
the
that are paying
team
it.
is getting it. The
We're
GM's
the
getting
ones
it.
paying it.
Yeah.
Do what?
Yeah, I said the GM's getting it. The owners are getting it. They
Yeah,
need to share the wealth. And I was listening to
that's how they disperse it.
a comedian. I can't remember who it was. The name is on the tip of my tongue, but some female reporter stuck a microphone in his face and said something about how do you feel about
Bill Burr.
female. That's him. That's him. How do you feel about
Put
females?
your asses in seats.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you go to their games? Put your
Yeah,
ass in the seats,
and
and
then they'll
maybe
make
they'll
the money.
start paying them." Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
agreed.
should we be paying you the same amount when nobody's at the game?
Yeah, a water polo freaking participant is not going to make what a football player makes or a
Right.
basketball player makes.
Right.
It's just the way. Hey, if you love water polo, I mean, good for you. If you love curling, good for you. It's not
Right.
going to make as much money.
Right. Yeah. You got to get out there and you got to support them, or there's not going to be anything. Standing back and crying about it isn't going to bring money into the athletes' pockets.
No, it's not.
Yep.
And yeah, I totally agree. That whole joke, even though it's a joke and a bit for one of his stand-ups.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is, I agree with the entire thing, the entirety of that, and that's probably one of the better. That's probably my favorite comedian. Actually.
Dude is so funny.
He is hilarious, especially his old stuff when he's still angry.
You mean he's not angry anymore?
Not nearly. Dude, it's fucking hilarious.
Goodness. Okay, so this makes 2 videos in one day.
I know.
Apparently, we have a lot of shit to talk about, man.
We do. I'll do it more often.
And I'll tell you, the big problem with us doing 2 live videos in one day is my wife now knows that I'm not doing the chores around the house that I should be doing. So this may be my last 2-day video.
I snuck on my wife's phone and blocked our site.
That's what I should be doing. She'll say, "Where'd those videos come from?" I don't know.
I don't know. Chris had them.
Yeah, he's posting short videos.
You 100% have my permission to blame me. There's a lot of wives out there that hate me for something I didn't do. I just let it go. Yep. Okay, sure. Yeah, he was with me.
It was me. It was me. It was me. All right. Well, I am going to head out.
All right, brother.
Thanks for talking about all this stuff, and thanks for tuning in. Those 2 people who tuned in.
Maybe it was probably our wives.
Maybe it's our. Oh yeah. Maybe our phones are going to blow up in a second.
Yeah, waiting on their deliveries.
Right. All right, folks. Remember, if you're not pissed off, you're not listening.